Gym Candy Part 2, Chapter 9. Our game practices weren't really practices at all. Friday after school, we met in the gym, did some stretching, a little running, and some more stretching. It was all over in 45 minutes. When I got home, I forced myself to eat half of the ham and cheese sandwich my mom had made for me my pregame meal. Once I'd finished, I went upstairs and lay down, trying to rest. I kept opening my eyes, looking at the clock, hoping it was time to go. Every minute seemed like 10. It was an away game over in Bellevue, and Downs was requiring that we go as a team on a school bus. We were going to be in the school parking lot by 6. Drew's dad was picking me up at 5:50. At last I heard a horn sound in the driveway. I grabbed my duffel, hustled down the stairs, and got in Drew's car. 45 minutes later, I was stepping down off the school bus and heading to the locker room at Foothill High. Once we were in uniform, Coach Downs told us we had to stay within ourselves to play under control. My mind was racing so fast I had to suck in air to calm myself down. Felipe Perez, one of the linemen, looked over at me and shook his head. "Save some energy, Johnson," he said. "You're going to be worn out before the game starts." As game time neared, a sense of power filled me. It started in the back of my head and spread like a wildfire until I felt as if I were going to explode. Right then, Lee Choi went to a locker and started pounding on it, pounding and screaming. Nobody had ever done anything like that before in any of our other games. I looked at Choi, then I started pounding on the locker in front of me, pounding on it like one of those insane Norwegian berserkers I'd read about in 6th grade. I spotted Drew. I could feel him holding back. Then a little smile came to his eyes, and he went over to a locker and started pounding and screaming, and then Brad Middleton, the middle linebacker, joined us. And after that, Heath Swinson started up, and soon everybody was pounding on the lockers and screaming, getting higher and higher. After a couple of minutes, Coach Downs put his fingers in his mouth and blasted out one of those ear-piercing whistles of his. "All right, gentlemen," he hollered, "let's play football." We raced through the tunnel and on to the field. As I did my jumping jacks and sit-ups, I stole peeks up into the stands. My dad had told me he was doing half his shift to keep Lion happy, but that he'd be in the stands by game time. I didn't see him for a while, but then I picked him out, and I got a rush that was like scoring a touchdown in the 4th quarter of a tie game. A little later, a horn sounded, and then the Foothill Band played the Star-Spangled Banner. Game time. So here it is, the night of his big debut as a starter. Mick is so excited. He's so hyped up. He doesn't know what to do with all the energy that he has. And his dad has come to watch his game.